Welcome to Kitco News. I'm Niels Christensen. We're here in Dawson City in the Yukon Territory. We're here at the Yukon Mining Investment Conference. I'm here with Richard Drechsler from Strategic Metals. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Niels.
So I was here, actually, I do believe I talked to you 3 years ago, and I think that, maybe not the exact quote, but, sort of untapped, Yukon is untapped resource. And you sort of have first-hand knowledge of the resource that's here that nobody's paying attention to. Are people, are investors paying attention now?
Not by the look of a lot of the stocks up here. I mean, in this past week we had, Attack Resources put out an incredible resource. Yeah. And huge number of ounces open pitable, second highest grade open pit target in North America. Rockhaven Resources also put out an upgraded resource. They've got a big indicated resource down at Claza now, high grade, it's like 5 gram gold equivalent. Lots into the open pits now, which is a big change over their last resource. So a lot of really high grade open pits, and that one's on a road. And so we've been actively building our position even more in that one since that came out, because it seems like there's not a lot of interest, and that's really the advantage that Strategic has had with sticking with one jurisdiction, is that when things are out of favor, that's when we go out and accumulate targets. In the last 4 years, we've picked up 30 different projects in Yukon. We've increased our share positions in a number of companies that are making positive discoveries. And the idea is that we're in a cyclical industry, so you buy when it's cheap, and then when the sentiment comes back to the sector, that's when you benefit.
There is more interest in the Yukon than there were 3 years ago. I mean, we had the coffee takeover. Yeah. Like they've said today, 5 out of 10 major companies have a stake in Yukon companies.
Yeah, I mean, we know that. I mean, we've got, in our office, we had Barrick Gold come in with Attack Resources. We had Goldcorp come into Arcus Development, and we had Coeur Mining come into Rockhaven. So all three of those, Strategic with shareholders before the majors were.
So what's it going to take to get more interest? Like, how do you? Is it just cyclical? Like, it's just only they stick with it. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it seems to be. I mean, the gold price is obviously a big thing, right? I mean, if you can get the gold price moving in the right direction, then you're going to get a lot more interest coming back. And I mean, there has been, like you said, there's takeout of Kaminak. We've had a couple other M&A type deals in our sector recently, and there's a lot of capital there that could be sort of recycled into other projects in the sector without going off and chasing some of these other, where the hot money is in the blockchains and marijuana stocks and that sort of thing. And because really the early stage exploration is a lot of the higher risk capital, right? So you're competing with those other sectors, and without the gold price moving in the right direction for you, it's there's not a lot of reasons for people to step out and take that risk, but that's what really presents the opportunity to people that are dedicated to the sector.
Is there anything more the Yukon can do? Like, does the Yukon just have to keep doing what it's doing? The Alliance, this conference,
and you've got Yukon Mineral Incentive Programs for the earlier stage projects, where the YGS is helping fund a lot of the earlier stage targets. Yukon Geologic Survey is a huge asset to all the companies up here in terms of the mapping and the regional scale work that they do, and helping you out with different targeting. So yeah, I mean, it's been a wonderful place to work. We've got 11 of the 14 First Nations are settled, and that's a big part of my job, is keeping everybody up to date with what we're doing. And start the consultation at day one when you get on the ground, and you build those relationships from day one. And the whole Yukon is a fairly small community, right? So
that's perfect, Richard. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for watching Kitco News, and stay tuned for more coverage from beautiful Dawson City. It's now sunny again.